So kid hits me up, goes, hey, weird times. I'm a fan. I live in Long Island, like an hour in, not far in. Will you come to a show in my backyard for a good amount of money? And I said, I'm free that night. It's a weekday. Doesn't affect my road gigs. Let's do it. But you got to provide me with a ride. I'm sick of this finding Long Island trains. I'm on the New Jersey Transit. I'm on the LIRR. I'm going to Dachau and Auschwitz. I don't know where I'm going. So he said, I'll get a kid to pick you up. And I said, you got yourself a deal, Dickless. So he hooks me up with this kid. This kid's an open micer. He's 19. And I just said, make sure you don't set me up with a weirdo, because it's an hour and change ride. I don't want to be sitting there talking to some, cum stain for half an hour about, Biden. So he goes, I got the perfect kid. He's great. He's 19. You're going to love him. So the kid, I said, give him my number. Kid texts me, goes, I'm on my way. I'll be there at this time. The show's at 8. He said, I'll be at your house at 5.
Okay. I
said, what are you, crazy? It's an hour drive. What is that? He goes, well, there'll be a little traffic and we can hang out. And I'm like, hang out? I don't like the sound of this. And then he texts me, do you mind if I pick your brain about comedy? And I was like, this is exactly what you're not supposed to do. What are you, crazy? Like, let the comedy convo, I love talking comedy, I'm a nerd, but let it come up naturally. Don't just plan it. And I was like, we'll see what happens. And then here's the clinker. He writes, maybe we could shoot some videos together in the car.
Okay, all right.
No, what do you mean okay? That we got to be on in the car? I just want to get there.
Well, I think, what does he mean by that? Is he talking like a TikTok where he goes, you say, you do a wink and a gun? Or is he talking like a film? I mean, what are you shooting? Is it, Mark of Arabia? Or is it just a quick, hello, we'll be at the show tonight?
Mark of Arabia wouldn't be a bad picture, but I think he just wanted to do like some TikTok-y Instagram stuff. Me and him, woo, here we go. And I said, we'll see what happens. I hate you already. I'll sit in the back seat. So he shows up. I sit in the back seat. He's got another fat kid in the car. Thank God. They're chatting. I stick to the back. I love the back seat. People always fight for shotgun. Give me the back seat any day.
Yeah, the view sucks because you can't see in the thing. But yeah. Much less pressure.
Yes.
That's nice. It depends on the front seat. It depends who's in the car.
True.
In
this situation, give me a back.
Absolutely. The one thing about the back seat is the other two people up front are projecting forward, so you can't hear shit. So that's tough. But if you're with a couple of stinkers, the back seat is glorious. You can even doze off, and they're like, oh, he fell asleep. We better.
Exactly. Not to mention, like, I feel bad if I'm on my phone in the front seat because I feel like I'm supposed to kind of keep this guy up. He's poor guy's driving, so I gotta entertain a little bit. You want to fix the radio or any of that shit? A lot of pressure. Put a CD in, 8-track, whatever year it is. So I love the back seat. We get there. Now here's what sucks. Now I hope they don't. These were nice kids. I don't want to shit on these kids. They were nice, but
yeah, they're gonna be devastated either way. But go ahead.
Nice kids, whatever. So the whole ride there, you're sussing up the show. You go, all right, so it starts at 8. How many comics? They go, I think it's about like 6 comics doing 10. And I was like, Jesus, that's never good. You want to hear it's a host, one guy's doing 10, then you. And I said, all right, that's kind of a lot. And he goes, you never know. Maybe somebody will drop out. And I was like, all right. And he goes, and a couple musical acts are going on. And I go, a couple? He goes, yeah, 1 or 2. And I was like, oh, shit. All right, this show is running now 2 hours and change here. But whatever, I'm not there yet. Maybe I'll feel it out when I'm there. So we finally get there at like 7:40. The show's at 8, which is already like, whatever. It's 20 minutes to wait. I'll dick around. And, you're just sitting there. Everybody's coming up to you. One guy said, will you do my podcast? I said, sure, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's always brutal. Then it's a backyard. It's packed. There's a DJ. It's like under a basketball hoop. It looks like Leave It to Beaver House. It's a garage with a basketball hoop, and you perform under the hoop. DJ right here, lawn chairs, backyard, loud as hell. And they go, we're going to start at 8, 8:05. DJ goes up, does a whole thing. Then a musical act does like 15 minutes, just like a weirdo with a guitar. Then a lady goes up and sings 15 minutes. So at this point, I'm just walking around the neighborhood with headphones in because I'm just like, this is taking so long, and I'm bored sitting here. Whew. This is what you realize what green rooms were invented for.
Yeah. This sounds horrendous.
And I'm trying not to exaggerate. I'm trying to keep this serious. So now we're 30 minutes in. It's 8:30. First comedian goes up, the host. Funny guy. They're like, oh, he's at Governor's all the time. You got to see this guy. Funny guy. Probably does 15, 12, whatever. And I'm just walking around the neighborhood, and I'll check in every now and then. First comic goes up, second comic, and then I meet one guy, and he's super cocky, and I think he's coked up. And I heard him go, I'm standing in the back, and he goes, who's that guy? And they go, oh, that's Mark Norman. He's the headliner. He goes, oh, all right. Cool. And he goes up and he goes, big fan, big fan. I'm like, you didn't know who I was. He tries to pull that shit. He's all fucked up. And he's just talking a mile a minute like, yeah, you know, if you ever need a guy, I'm your guy. I'm the dude. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I can't even get a word in. And he goes, I think he's trying to look cool. Tell me if you've seen this one. He goes up to the host. He goes, how much time am I doing? Host goes, 10. He goes, I'm letting you know now. I'm running that light. And he was like, why? And he's like, I got a lot to get off my chest. I'm going to ramble. And I was like, ramble? So I pulled the host away. I was like, light that guy at 10. Or light him at 8. Like, let's get him off. And he was like, he's funny. He's a cool guy, but I don't know. He's on one tonight. I'm like, light him early. Nobody's running the light. Like, why would he tell you he's going to be an asshole? I hated this guy.
That's insane. I mean, I don't even know I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I'm gonna run the light. That's horrible. It's like the people that are like, I'm gonna apologize in advance, and you're like, well, just don't do the thing that you're about to do.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous.
He was a cocky guy. I don't know. I think he was coked up, whatever. And he's like, man, I'm a killer. I open for this guy, I open for that guy, and I'm like, just the whole time, like, I hate you already, but whatever. And I got to say, the guy who put this on did a great job. Like, the place was packed. They're selling beer over here. They're selling weed over here. He's got a professional DJ. He's got lights. It's good sound. But they booked too many people because all these young people in Long Island go, I can get up. Put me up. You're my friend. So I get it. It's a tough situation. So I'm just walking around the neighborhood. This guy who goes up, he says the N-word so many times that
What?
I'm standing on the sidewalk just kind of waiting. And 3 black guys walk out, and I go, hey, as a joker, where you guys going? They go, N-word this, N-word that. I can't handle it. I'm out of here. And I was like, jeez. He said the N-word so much that 3 black guys were like, this is too much.
Was he white or black?
Black guy.
Oh, all right.
But still.
Still, yes. But I mean, that story's different, which depending.
Well, of course. But it's one of those things where, like, now it's 9:05, 9:10, 9:20, and I'm like, man, I still haven't got on. How am I going to get home? And I start doing the thing where I'm going up to the host, and you try to be nice, and you just start thinking like, man, if I was this comic, I would have snapped. If I was this comic, I would have snapped. I got it, but it's my fault. I said yes. I got to start being more selective with gigs. But I didn't. I guess I got to get more info in the beginning.
Yes.
Because I got there, and it's just a shit show, and we got there at like 7:30, so now I'm here 2 hours. We're getting on to 2.5 hours, and I still haven't gone on, and I still got to do a half hour. So, also the crowd is just shit-faced now at this point. They've been there all night, and he does a long set, the coked up guy. People are walking out, whatever. He finally gets off. Then a couple more comics go on, I'm getting like the, can you watch me? Can you watch my set? And all that shit. And finally, now it's like, I don't know, 9:20, whatever it is, 9:30 at 10 o'clock. I finally go on, and it was good. I trashed it a little bit. I had to get it out, and it went well. I did like a half hour. But here's the clinker. I go, who's driving me back? They go, oh, we never thought about that.
What?
Now everybody's trashed. All the comics are trashed. Everybody's been boozing up, and they're like, I don't want to leave. It's a party now. So I go, well, what's the deal with the train? And they go, oh, there's an 11:00. No, what was it? There's an 11:58. But if you missed that, no, it wasn't. It was like 11:28. But if you missed that, there's a midnight. So I look at my watch and I go, all right, it's 11:18. How far is the train station? The guy's like, it's about 12 minutes. And I go, get in there. So we jump in this kid's car. He's hauling ass. We miss the train. We watch it go by.
Oh, God.
I mean, we ran out of there too. I feel like, can I get a photo? Can I get a pic? You want to do my podcast? You want to fuck my sister? And I'm just like, it was enough. I had too much, and I ran out of there. We missed the train. So now it's like a cold night, and there's no indoors. It's just a train stop platform outdoors. And so me and this guy talked for half an hour or whatever the hell it was, 20 minutes, waiting for the next train. Then I rode an hour back to Penn Station. Then I got off at Penn Station and then waited for the A and went home.
That is brutal. I mean,
I got home at 1:30, 2 o'clock.
My worst nightmare in the world is being stuck someplace.
Yes.
I can remember being at a house party where it was one of those ones where they just pile all the cars into the yard, you know? And then my car was like double, triple parked, and I just wanted to leave, and I couldn't get it out. And everyone's drunk and fucked up, and you're like, I need you to move your car. That's his car. I don't know where my keys are. That feeling of being stranded somewhere is just a nightmare. I mean, that sounds brutal. You got to get your agent involved in these things. Tell him, hey, this is the deal, this, and this, and he can't have this.
Well, I'm a queef because, it's a couple $100, and I'm like, well, if the agent comes in, you lose this much. I don't know. I also, the agent would just go, no, this is crazy. I'm not doing that. But I'd rather make $500 on a Wednesday than not make $500 on a Wednesday.
You would have to give him $50. For $50, you wouldn't have to deal with all these fucking idiots.
True, but he would have turned it all down. He would be like, oh, this is a horrible deal. What? It's a backyard? What? There's people filming? What? No way. There's no security? Fuck that. Which is a good agent, but I'd rather make the cash and get in, get out. But I just didn't think everything was falling apart, and I felt bad. The poor host was a good guy, and he felt bad, but nobody thinks about the ride home. Nobody thinks. They go, you're going to do a show, you're going to tell jokes, everybody's going to love it, and it'll be great. But what about me? What about me getting back?
Yeah, they don't worry about that because your work is done. They don't give a shit about you anymore.
Exactly. And then they're like, oh, you want us to drive you an hour and change back? I've had 10 beers. I'm high. I'm gay. And you're like, what about me? But I learned my lesson, got home at 1:15, whatever it was. And I was steaming like the whole ride. I was like, God damn it. But learned my lesson.